Imagine going to sleep tonight and never waking up. No warning, no alarm, no chance to run. That's exactly what happened to the people of Bhopal, India on the night of December 3, 1984. While the city slept, a cloud of poison was silently rolling through their streets. By morning, thousands were dead. Their bodies lined the roads. Animals collapsed mid-stride. Children stopped breathing in their beds. And the American corporation responsible. They spent the next 4 decades making sure almost nobody paid for it. This is the story of the worst industrial disaster in human history, and the cover-up that followed. To understand what happened that night, you need to understand why an American chemical giant set up one of its most dangerous plants in the middle of one of India's most densely populated cities. Union Carbide Corporation opened the Bhopal plant in 1969. Their product, 7, a pesticide used across India's agricultural belt. The key ingredient to make it, methyl isocyanate, MIC, one of the most toxic gases known to science. Now here's where it gets dark. Union Carbide knew MIC was lethal. Their own safety manuals described it as immediately dangerous to life. But in Bhopal, they built the storage tanks right next to a neighborhood of 100,000 people. Workers at the plant had been raising safety alarms for years. Gauges were broken. Pipes were corroded. The refrigeration unit that kept the MIC cool switched off to save money. A local journalist had published warnings 2 full years before the disaster with headlines that literally read, "Bhopal sitting on the mouth of a volcano. Nobody listened. December 2, 1984, 10:45 p.m. A worker begins routine pipe cleaning. Water accidentally enters tank 610, holding 42 tons of liquid methyl isocyanate. The water triggered a violent reaction. Temperature inside the tank shot up. Pressure spiked. The safety valve blew open. At 12:30 in the morning, 40 tons of lethal gas began pouring into the night air. There was a warning siren, but plant supervisors turned it off. They didn't want to cause panic. The gas drifted south, towards the neighborhoods, towards the people sleeping. Methyl isocyanate attacks your lungs, your eyes, your nervous system. Victims described it as breathing fire. Your eyes feel like they're dissolving. You can't see. You can't breathe. You're drowning in your own fluids. People woke up choking. They ran, but ran directly into the thickest part of the cloud. Entire families were found dead in their beds, a father still holding his child. By dawn, the roads of Bhopal looked like a battlefield. The official death toll, 3,187, but independent estimates put the real number at between 15,000 and 20,000 dead, and 500,000 people left with permanent injuries, blindness, lung damage, neurological disorders, cancers still appearing today. Now, here is where the story shifts from tragedy to outrage. Within hours of the disaster, Union Carbide's PR machine was already in motion. Their statement, the gas leak was caused by sabotage, no evidence, no investigation, just a story to shift blame. Warren Anderson, CEO of Union Carbide, flew to India 4 days after the disaster. He was arrested at the airport, and then released on bail of just $2,000 for the deaths of 20,000 people. He flew back to America and never returned. Indian courts issued arrest warrants for him, twice. He was declared a fugitive. He spent the rest of his life at his beach house in the Hamptons, until his death in 2014, never facing a single day in prison. Union Carbide settled for $470 million. Divide that by 500,000 victims and you get $940 per person, less than $1,000, for injuries that lasted a lifetime. To this day, the abandoned plant site still contains toxic chemicals leaching into the groundwater. Local children are being born with birth defects at rates far above the national average. The disaster never ended, it just became invisible. In 2010, 26 years after the disaster, 8 executives were found guilty. Their sentences, 2 years and a fine of $2,000 each. They were immediately released on bail. None served a single day. Warren Anderson died peacefully at 92, at his beach house, surrounded by his family. No trial, no prison, no accountability. The Bhopal disaster wasn't an accident. It was the predictable result of a company that chose profit over safety, and a system that let them get away with it. Who is responsible when a corporation kills? How much is a human life worth in a legal settlement? And why does it seem like the bigger the crime, the smaller the punishment? If this story made you angry, it should. Subscribe, because Bhopal is not the only story like this, not even close.